Hello and welcome to Gentoo. I'm Nathaniel Cochran.
And I'm Madeline Mosbauer.
I'm missing the Fallout 76 beta right now.
And this is your source for all things video game and tech related. Let's start off this week's up-and-coming releases.
Now buckle up because we have a list this week and about half of them come out on November 6th.
Let's start with World of Final Fantasy Maxima on all platforms.
Overkill's The Walking Dead for all platforms.
The Forest for the PS4.
Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom for all platforms on November 6th.
Ride 3 for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC on November 8th.
And Valiant Hearts for the Switch on November 8th.
These games and many more will be releasing throughout the month, so be sure to keep an eye out for them.
Up next, check out Bits and Bytes with Madeline.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Bits and Bytes. Jake and I are going to be playing a cube game. What is it called?
Cube Squared.
Okay, and we're going to try our best to reach the goal. This is the point of Bits and Bytes. Our goal is to get to level 5, and we're both in charge of 2 squares. We're going to see how this goes. I'm not that confident, but am I ever?
I'm very confident. We got this.
Okay, I'm yellow and green.
Yeah, I'm blue with my right thumbstick, and then my left thumbstick's red. And you're dead, and we have to start over now. It's cooperative, by the way.
Alright, level 2.
Now this
We're
is
almost to the goal.
wild.
Okay, only move blue, only move blue. Oh, no, blue, go through. Oh, green has to, how does, there you go. We need to move yellow so green can come through. Okay, we did it!
We did it, level 2 done.
How does yellow go up? I liked cooking better. There were instructions. I don't like this game so far because there's no instructions.
Well,
it's just like
that's fair.
how to get over there.
Maybe.
Here, go in front of green.
Oh, good call.
Nope. Oh, okay, here.
Yeah, we're good, we're good. Okay.
Well, I think we have to do them all at the same time. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Well, the thing is, you need to move down here if you're going to do that, because I need to get to my portal.
We have to use a cube last.
Oh, sure.
So let's go next.
So green can go since he's just. Oh gosh! Oh, okay, now I just have to make it. Well, we beat 5 levels, not just the 3rd one.
That's true. We did.
We did our
5
goal.
levels. Alright, so let's do the verdict.
Story. It's a puzzle game.
Okay, yeah, it's a puzzle game, but like, I would like some instructions of how to get high, so I don't have to skip level 3. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a 3 out of 5 because you
Okay,
don't give
deal.
me instructions.
Deal.
Graphics. Basic. They're pretty detailed.
Yeah, it's cute.
And
For what it is, it's like.
and it's creative, like the
it
wires
is.
and all that
And you
stuff.
can like close your eyes and stuff.
So I'm gonna give this a 4 out of 5.
4 out of 5, absolutely agree with
Okay, and then replayability.
that. I mean, I can see myself wanting to get all the way to the end, but once you are, it's like cool.
Yeah, and like puzzles only go so far. And I
That's true.
understand me.
No, that's
I'm
fine.
giving them a 3 out of 5.
Okay.
So we have a total of 6 plus 4 is 10. You got a 10 out of 15 puzzle cube game. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for more Gentoo.
Thanks, Madeline.
You're welcome.
Fallout 76 is coming out soon, but be warned, it'll have microtransactions.
Now, a lot of big games have microtransactions, but Bethesda's boss, Pete Hines, doesn't want you to worry about it. At PAX Australia, Hines stressed that Bethesda will only offer cosmetics to buy with real money, and not items that can affect gameplay.
Now this is a crucial point because if you don't know, Fallout 76 is a multiplayer-focused game where players have the opportunity to go head-to-head against other players. And Hines said being able to purchase a better weapon can throw that balance off.
These microtransactions will come in the form of atoms, which you can buy with real money at the Atomic Shop, or unlock through gameplay. Bethesda has yet to announce the prices, but Hines did say that Bethesda will reward players with heaps of atoms for completing certain tasks and objectives in the Wasteland.
Hines went on to say that Bethesda has always tried to be on the right side of the line when it comes to microtransactions within games. He does say it's a pretty ambiguous line, but they always tried to avoid situations that feel like money grabs.
For those of you who pre-ordered for the Xbox One, you'll get 500 atoms right away, but no actual in-game costs have been released, and we don't really know how much that'll cost.
Oh, and they also mentioned whatever DLC that comes out will be completely free, which is an awesome change coming from Bethesda. This will hopefully put an ease on any microtransaction tension that makes players feel like they are being taken advantage of.
We will continue after some commercials, but first here's Aaron with Fluid Fighters.
Hello, and welcome back to Fluid Fighters with Aaron, where I discuss some games with my favorite movement systems that enhance gameplay and make the in-game traversal a blast. This week we're going to be looking at the long-awaited Red Dead Redemption 2. It has been 8 years since the previous entry, and fans have been hungry for more. We were given Grand Theft Auto 5 in between, and while I think that game is wonderful, it never really struck the same chords for me as Red Dead. The setting makes for a more interesting experience, and this holds true in the new title, as Rockstar Games is able to transport us to a world we were too late to be a part of ourselves. Taking place 12 years before the events of Red Dead Redemption, 2 serves as a prequel story for Dutch's gang, the crew whose members you hunt down in the first game. You find yourselves filling the boots of Arthur Morgan, Dutch's right-hand man. He also happens to be the rootin' tootin'est cowboy around, not one to put up with anyone's less than friendly demeanor. As you play, you'll discover that every action you make must be a deliberative one, with a sense of purpose behind it. Boasting a high level of interaction, the game allows you to feel the weight behind each movement and task that you complete. Whether you're pulling your shotgun off your horse's saddlebag so you have a little extra protection in town, or cleaning your weapons, the animations that accompany take time. This is especially noticeable if you decide to go hunting or looting. The pace Arthur moves as he skins animals and rummages through cabinets may be off-putting to some players, almost seeming like a step back from the instantaneous retrieval of items in other games. I see no problem with this though, as it helps me to plant my feet a little bit deeper into the soil of Red Dead Redemption 2's world. A great expanse that offers varying landscapes for you to explore. When moving throughout the map in New Hanover, you'll find yourself traveling on foot, by horse, wagon, stagecoach, boat, or train. Your horse will undoubtedly be your most used method, especially with the emphasis the game has put on bonding with your hoof companion. As you mount your trusty steed for some speedier travel, make sure his health and his stamina are okay, as hard riding will drain him. By keeping him fed and clean, the connection between you and your horse will grow, causing him to show more loyalty as well as learning a few nifty tricks. As you gallop through the countryside to get to your next point of interest, you'll take in some of the most beautiful scenery put in a video game. You can enjoy it a few different ways too, as you toggle through the different camera angles provided. If you're not a fan of third-person shooters, you can play the entire game in first person, and vice versa. For long trips though, you may want to check out the cinematic camera. This will set your horse to follow your waypoint, so you're free to put the controller down if you'd just much rather sit back and enjoy the vistas from a camera angle that is only available in the cinematic view. When engaging in a gunfight, you're encouraged to use the game's movement systems to help you get an edge on the enemy. Whether you're sprinting to cover, mantling over obstacles or up onto a roof, or diving out of the way of gunfire, you'll find tight controls that are great to play. So far, I've spent around 25 hours in this world, and I don't see myself stepping down off my horse anytime soon, especially with the multiplayer releasing later this month. Thanks for watching Gentoo. This was Aaron with Fluid Fighters.
Welcome back to Gentoo. I'm Madeline.
And I'm Nathaniel, and you just saw Fluid Fighters with Aaron.
Red Dead Redemption 2 just launched on October 26th, and they had a big opening weekend, making over $700 million in 3 days. This is the second highest grossing entertainment launch, right behind GTA 5, although Red Dead now holds the record for largest launch of this console generation.
The reason Rockstar is saying this game is the biggest opening weekend is because, well, it actually came out over the weekend. GTA 5 made $1 billion in its first 3 days, but it technically came out on a Tuesday. So Rockstar is now technically making themselves correct. I know that's a really confusing statement, but different sites are also saying that Red Dead Redemption 2 is the fastest selling game, second only to GTA 5.
Rockstar Games didn't share the exact unit sales, but the sell-through numbers suggest it has more than 10 million copies sold. This doesn't include digital sales because companies don't have access to consumer purchase information. So we're just assuming that these numbers are strictly physical copy sales. Now these numbers represent total sales to customers rather than those from the publisher to retailers.
Also, Red Dead Redemption 2 had the largest launch of any game released on the PlayStation Network to date, and it was the most pre-ordered game of all time on that network.
Now it's time for Monkey Plays with Cody.
Welcome back, guys, to episode 8 of Monkey's Minecraft Adventures. This week we are almost complete in our journey to defeat the mighty Ender Dragon. Will is back again with us this week, as last episode you guys saw me adventure and find the end portal. This week our goal is to make an enchantment table alongside some bookshelves. This will give us the ability to enchant armor and weapons. Hope you guys enjoy the video, so let's get right on into it. Alright guys, so to make the bookshelves we're gonna need some leather from the cows. So I farmed us some cows and we're gonna get to slaying.
Please.
Alright, so how much leather did you get?
I got 6.
6? Alright, can you drop them? So, you should have. Alright, so we have 19 leather, guys. Alright, guys, so we're gonna get some sugar cane to make the paper. So what we're gonna do is 3 wide, just splitting them in half. We get 3 paper, that's awesome. Now we're gonna take our leather with our paper. Put that right there. Now we got some books. We got 16 books. All right, guys, so now that we have our books, we're gonna take them to the crafting table alongside some wood. Split them up. Then we got bookshelves. All right, guys, so for our enchantment table, what we're gonna need is 2 pieces of diamond. Going right here. Then we're gonna need 4 pieces of obsidian. And then 1 book. And we have our enchantment table. So now, guys, we have our enchantment room that I cut out. So now what we're gonna do is place our enchantment table right here. And we're gonna fill it with books around it. Don't have a lot of books, but we can add on more as we go. All right, guys, so now that we have our enchantment room with our bookshelves, we're gonna take our item, which I'm gonna use my sword, and we're gonna use some lapis lazuli on it. And that gives us enchantments based on how much XP we have. As you see on our bar, I have 22. So I'm gonna put my sword in there with along as lapis lazuli, and I'm just gonna do the highest enchantment. And I got sharpness 2 and unbreaking 2. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for episode 8 of Monkey's Minecraft Adventures. This week we finished making our enchantment table and some bookshelves. Fortunately, we got to enchant some of our items. Tune in next week for episode 9 where we make a brewing stand to cook us some potions. As always, have a nice one, and I'll see you guys later.
Thanks, Cody, and thank you for watching Gentoo. I'm Madeline.
And I'm Nathaniel. Stay tuned for Project Delta.
Gentoo and Delta are each week, Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m.
And you can watch all of our content online at facebook.com/Gentoo8 and on KNWT's YouTube page.
Now before we go, check out Heavy Hitters with Nathaniel Cochran.
Welcome to Heavy Hitters featuring Nathaniel Cochran. In Heavy Hitters, we take a look at some of the baddest mothers in video games. This week, we're taking a look at Athena from Borderlands, the pre-sequel. So in Borderlands, the pre-sequel, you play as one of 6 vault hunters to help free Pandora's moon and to help Handsome Jack find the vault buried on that moon. A key difference that I need to explain before we get started talking about Athena is that in Borderlands pre-sequel, it's set on the moon. So there's low gravity and 0 atmosphere, allowing for a new dimension of gameplay, such as allowing you to fly through the air, raining death down on your enemies, or performing slam attacks where you slam down on the ground, causing an area of effect and splash damage. So now that the explanation is out of the way, let's talk about why Athena is super cool. Firstly, she used to be an assassin for the Atlas Corporation, but now she's a vault hunter for hire, roaming the wastes of Pandora, searching for her next job, which just happened to be on the moon. So Athena's main skill is called Kinetic Apis. The Kinetic Apis is basically a front-facing shield which absorbs damage. Once the shield takes enough damage, you can chuck that sucker like Captain America, killing your enemies. Just try not to get shot in the legs. Another important note about this skill is while you're using the shield, you can't aim your weapon. You can still shoot, but you're less accurate, so it might help to get good at hip firing. From the base ability, Athena's power is split into 3 different skill trees. Phalanx, which focuses on defense and using your shield to the fullest of its abilities. Zephos, which focuses on making you a melee master. And Centurionic Storm. This skill tree focuses on dealing lightning and fire damage. So let's take a look at Centurionic Storm. This tree focuses on a key skill called Maelstrom. When Athena deals incendiary or shock damage, she gains a stack of Maelstrom. When it's activated, all elemental damage is increased. This tree has a few other notable perks such as Smite, where when you shoot someone while flying through the sky with a lightning weapon, there's a chance that a bolt of lightning will come down from the sky and completely obliterate them. The final skill in this tree is called Hades Shackle, where when you perform a butt slam, a chain of electricity links up to 3 enemies with Athena, dealing damage for a short time. Next up is the Zephos skill skill tree. The Zepho skill tree focuses on dealing damage through a bleed status effect. So some of the more notable skills in this ability are like Gun Kata, which increases your melee damage after you shoot people. The skill tree culminates in the ability Blood Rush, where you dash after enemies, slashing them for massive damage. So lastly, we're going to look at my personal favorite, Phalanx. The Phalanx skill tree focuses on regenerating health and shields for the whole party, as well as increasing the damage of your shield toss. So some of the more basic skills of this tree, like Invictus, just increase the raw damage of your shield toss. Or the skill Prismatic Aegis, which takes elemental damage that comes your way, absorbs it, and adds the elemental effect to your shield throw. The final skill is called Wrath of the Goddess. It allows your shield to ricochet off of up to 4 enemies, and it basically makes you even more like Captain America. I like to use this skill set because it has a good balance of offense, defense, and ally support. It's really good for solo play as well as multiplayer. So I would give Athena an 8 out of 10 because she has many different combat abilities as well as some heavy hitting skills. I'm Nathaniel Cochran. Keep watching for Project Delta here on Gentoo.
Hello everybody and welcome to a brand new rootin' tootin' cowboy shootin' episode of Project Delta. With me today is Cowboy Craig. You know me already, I'm Dirty Dalton, and we're playing the brand new Red Dead Redemption 2. Craig, what do you think of this brand new game?
I think this game is a beautiful masterpiece, man. Every single Gamer Informer magazine or IGN or anybody like that, they just completely rated it like a 10 out of 10 or a 5 out of 5, which is incredible.
Yeah, it seems like Rockstar has the kind of Nintendo syndrome where no matter what game they put out or how good it actually is, everybody just gives them 10s all across the board, and it's like, this Zelda's really good, or wow, look at all these cool cars in Grand Theft Auto 5, and the world is huge, and I can do all these things. Here's a 10. So why do you think that they give such great scores to these games? Do you think that they deserve them?
They absolutely deserve them because the Rockstar just puts the years and years and years into the games and just perfects them before they're released. All other games, you know, like they don't come out polished like Rockstar games do. Like Fortnite, give that as an example. Like Fortnite was horrible at first, but then like after like a year, it's finally polished.
And Fortnite isn't even actually at release yet. It's still technically in beta.
True.
But so yeah, you wonder how Red Dead got so polished, and it's of course a few weeks ago we were getting reports that Rockstar's developers were working their people so hard. They were working, I can't remember if it was 80 or 100-hour work weeks to push to get this game done and to have it look as nice as it does. Ooh. So obviously there's a lot of people at Rockstar just breaking their backs trying to make this game look as good as it does and let Craig have the cowboy fun and lifestyle that he wishes he could have had back in the 1800s.
Here's one thing I thought was interesting right here is like every single time, like this guy needs help right now, so he's trying to get help. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna go help him. But like,
good. You're like, such a good citizen, Craig. For an outlaw, you're...
Oh, there's wolves.
Oh no, not the dogs. Now that I know you're killing dogs, now I'm sad.
Oh no, oh no, this is not gonna go good. I need another gun.
Wait, what, Craig?
Bro, I'm doing so bad right now. I got him.
Did you just have to use Deadeye on him?
No, I didn't use Deadeye. What are you talking about?
I don't know. So, Craig, I know, obviously, for those of you who don't know, Craig is the producer for our other show, Northwest Session. So, Craig, I know you told me a little bit about how the sound makes you feel from this game. What kind of atmosphere does the music in this game give to the Wild West?
The one thing I thought was really cool is like when you first launch the game, is they ask you what kind of like audio you're using. Is that whether like a TV, a surround system, a speakers, headphones, and like you can tell like they completely surround that audio to whatever you're using it on, which is incredible because then like it's just a whole nother universe. Like when you have headphones on, like if something's going on behind me, it's going to be directly behind me. It's not going to be...
The motion sound and 3D sound is fantastic, and Rockstar just tries to make the game accessible and give you so many options. I know so many people were happy that this game launched with first-person mode, which GTA didn't get until, I think, a couple years after coming out, and a lot of people were just love that so much because you can just...
This is not going to go well. I got a bounty. I need to get off my horse.
Craig's in a little bit of a dangerous situation, as you can tell. He's getting thrown off his horse, and not having a great time on the old Great Plains.
So I'm supposed to break this guy to jail, I think.
Yeah, we're in the middle. Well, we're just about to start a mission. Craig's got a buddy in jail, and he's got to bust him out. So, of course, it's gonna be a great time. You can see big scratch marks on his back. He's obviously been having a rough time. Our fella Arthur out here is just having a rough time, but thankfully I'm so glad that they didn't forget about John Marston. John Marston is all over this game. So Craig, do you love John Marston? Did you play Red Dead Redemption 1?
Of course I played Red Dead 1. I played that game, I don't even want to know how many hours I put in that game. The one thing, though, I hope they bring back from Red Dead 1 was Undead Nightmare. Undead Nightmare was amazing. I hope they have like a second to that. 'Cause it's like
some more cowboy zombies. That sounds like a great time.
That was a blast.
So obviously we got the cutscenes in this game look beautiful. I know I was playing this game the other night, and my roommate just looks at me and says, "Is that Red Dead Redemption 2?" Because it looks like I'm watching a movie. Like it's just. I know I've heard arguments from people who will say, well, you know, in the old days, people used to hate cutscenes, but now we're transitioning to where cutscenes are like it's what we work towards, so we want to see them. Craig, what do you think? How does this game look?
Incredible. I don't even want to know how good it looks like on like a PS4 Pro or like
the Xbox One X.
Xbox One X. And like a 4K display, it probably looks insanely awesome.
Yeah, and sadly, for all the PC Master Race boys, no PC port yet. Hasn't even been announced as far as I can tell. So they don't get to use their mega beefy PCs to bump it up even further than an Xbox One X could. So shed one tear for all those boys back at home. They're fighting the good fight, but they don't get to play any Red Dead. What do you think of the weapon selection in this game? Does all the guns just feel like they're powerful and like they're getting the job done for old Arthur?
I feel like so far. I'm not like incredibly far in the game yet, so I haven't got like a huge selection yet. So I'm still working with like we do have dynamite.
Oh, dynamite. Who doesn't love a good old dynamite explosion to get your buddy Mike out of jail? That's.
Can I just like throw it at him or what?
Yeah, just throw the dynamite at him.
Oh, let's run.
Yeah, this is gonna turn out great.
Yep,
How did I know that was gonna turn out exactly the way we wanted it to?
I like got stuck in the bush. That was not good.
Craig, this isn't Fortnite. You can't be hiding in bushes. There's no victory royales to be had here. Speaking of victory royale, I am surprised. Well, I guess we haven't had a whole lot of Red Dead Online announcements yet, but I haven't heard a single thing about Battle Royale in Red Dead. Have you heard any info on that at all?
No, I have not heard anything. Honestly, I don't really want it.
You don't want it?
Nah.
I know.
Oh no, I just shot.
On the subject, I just saw Battlefield 5, the new Battlefield that's coming out. Its Battle Royale has been delayed until like March, which is already halfway through the game's life cycle. And why would I wait that long to? The game will be $20 by then. I mean, I guess people will pick it up because they'll see it coming out. But we see Craig rootin', tootin', and shooting everybody in town. It doesn't matter, man, woman, and child. Craig's coming for you.
That's the one really cool thing I think about this game is whenever you shoot someone cool, it like does like a little. Ooh. Okay.
Craig, it looks like you're. Yeah, you equip your bandana. Come on, that'll help you.
We're good.
Or yeah, just
we drank some.
Just pop some moonshine right now.
I don't know what we drank. Something though.
So, Craig, I gotta say, Cowboy Craig, actually, I gotta say, I really enjoyed having you on this week and talking some Red Dead business, getting to see Arthur in action as he just straight up stares these men down and makes their wives widows. But you know, it happens. Once again, I was Dirty Dalton Speece, and with me is Cowboy Craig, and we'll catch you next time.